Something that I've been doing for weeks now. I'm on my last pair of characters, one on each account. I have 5 characters on each account, the maximum you can have. I've been doing this ever since I could figure out, well, they had a patch which made the entire platform electrified. And so there was some strategies to get around that. And I did that for a few days, but then someone posted this trick where you can set up your power armor chassis, hit the button, then jump into the power chassis, and that bypassed that. Then someone showed on YouTube how you can set the instance up so that you can hit the button to begin the encounter repeatedly. Basically, as soon as you finish the encounter, you run over and you hit the button again. So that's what I've been doing for ever since I saw that video. Weeks now. And I now have 6 characters with full raid-ready Vulcan armor. They can craft everything. They can modify everything on their Vulcan sets. And of course, watch as I'm doing this, as I'm monologuing, I'll make some sort of critical mistake and kill myself and ruin the whole run. But this thing takes a few minutes to set up, maybe 5-10 minutes the way I do it, because I also go back and get rebuffs on everything. But you basically just run over, hit the button, and come back over and grind. And what's nice about this is I don't even have to swap weapons now. I can just stay on the chainsaw or the auto axe. And I love it when taking one for the team kicks in. It jumps from 2,000 damage to almost 3,000 damage. But you have to be in a team and you have to be grouped with your character or whatever. Not just in a team, but also with another character in the team. They don't have to be in the instance, but just in the team. And so, yeah, I've been doing this for weeks now. I have almost 10,000 box mods, almost 20,000 legendary modules across all the 10 characters, not just on one character. There wouldn't be enough storage for it, but I have a spreadsheet where I'm tracking this stuff so I don't get confused and misplace things, and it's stacked to the gills. It's crazy. It's like a loot pinata of sorts. It's a term we coined in World of Warcraft, loot pinata boss, where you just hit him a few times and a bunch of shit drops out of him. Or crap, sorry, language. I said it to be made for kids, so sorry about that. Hopefully that doesn't flag anything bad. But I can show you the spreadsheet here. Here's my spreadsheet. Here's where I track everything. I'm working on Larry and Barry, which is what these asterisks are for. You can see the latest tally as of before I'm doing these characters. This many baubles, box mods, legendary modules. It's crazy. Just the amount of stuff that comes in. Okay, so make sure, okay, the gear is up there. I've done that mistake before where I've forgotten to get out of the power armor suit or forgotten to replace it and back up here and then come down. And that can kill you pretty quickly. But I just wanted to record this last 24 minutes for posterity. That way I have a way of remembering this momentous occasion where we could do this. And, I've tested on the PTS and you can't do this anymore. Or at least I can't. I mean, I can do the button thing, but I can't just come to his rear end and grind him. That sounds bad. The way I've been doing, to grind down the shield. If I jump back to the back, I can target him, I can grind the shield, but there's no damage to the shield. And eventually he'll turn around and target me. I should probably have taken another Barry Mentats. I have a timer on my iPhone counting from 0 up to, 10 minutes. And I usually swap at 8 minutes, but I'll do it this next time around. That way she doesn't run out of her, or he doesn't run out of his Barry Mentats buff. But you can see I have on my buff stats thing in the bottom there, I have Brain Bombs, Cranberry Relish, Kindred Spirit, very well rested from lunchboxes. I'm taking several serums to remove the negative effects of the serums, because I already had those effects before, but I took serums to bump up my int by 1, reduce the penalty to strength by a few, company T for a little boost in AP regen, leader bauble for some extra XP. So I come over here, I repair that weapon, I swap over to, let me reset my clock here, take a berry mentats, make sure this guy's good to go, swap back over, start my timer, and now I'm on a timer. Now I can at least see when his berry mentats buff is supposed to drop. This character's not taking berry mentats because they're taking psycho buff for the extra endurance, strength, and melee damage. It's not a lot. I could probably take a berry mentats, but I just feel more comfortable taking, a buff that enhances my damage and survivability. And this character doesn't really need, oh, I just noticed, they're both at 747. Interesting. This guy was about 14 ahead of the other character when I started. So yeah, the other character has more int, a lot more int, 78 int initially, and then it drops to 76 when the int machine buff drops off. But that's still pretty good, 76 int. So yeah, they're gaining XP a lot faster than this character is, so they've caught up. So in a few moments, I expect them to go to 748, maybe before this character does. But I'm recording this because I probably won't be able to do this. And I will miss being able to do this, even though after doing it so many times, it is a bit fatiguing. There is an exhilaration with being able to do it and getting all these rewards, which is like, yay, shiny things. So that sort of keeps me motivated to keep doing it all this time. But it is sort of tiring at this point. There's no novelty left in doing it. So now I'm just doing it to do it because I can and because I know that in the long run, I will want all the benefits stockpiled across all the characters. And I will sort of miss it. Like I've missed being able to do things in World of Warcraft or ESO from the early days that I can no longer really do with the same flavor that the games once had. For example, in ESO, I played that game from the beta through the very first couple years of the game. And I have extremely fond memories of exploring when the game was, when you could only level in one faction and then you had to clear the entire main story in all 5 zones. Then that would let you unlock the next faction. Then you would go there and do the story in all 5 zones. They had the original leveling system where you would get to a certain level and then I forget exactly what it was called, but the next zone was like 1 through 5, and then the next zone was 6 through 10. Was it VR or something? There was like an initial that we would use. And it was so slow to level, and it was so hard to come by gold that you would just not respec. You would just like, well, this is my character. This is how they're built forever, Maybe you'd respec once at a high level when you had enough gold to do so. But the memories I have from that time are, it was harder. It was a much harder game. Finding the, I don't remember what they're called, but you would find them and they would give you like a talent point, or you would collect 3 of them, they would give you a talent point. Yeah, it's been a while since I played ESO, like years. But I'll take a psycho buff. But so many good memories, like going and getting bitten by werewolves for the first time. Like you would actually go camp out the werewolves. And I was blue. I forget what the faction is called, but I was blue. And so we would, I don't remember. I'm losing all my memory of the game. But like it was dark at night and they would spawn at night and there was a bunch of players waiting to be bitten. And it was just charming in a way compared to now where everything's sort of homogenized and you can buy so many things from the in-game store to become a werewolf that you just don't need to do that anymore. And it's lost its charm in favor of monetization and homogenation of the content, where now you can go anywhere you want at any time, eh, and I miss some of the old mods that used to work in ESO. So I'm gonna miss this the same way. Like my sister, she misses when there were no humans in the game in Fallout. She doesn't like that humans came to the game. She misses, before Wastelanders or whatever it was called, where the two factions were added at Foundation and at the Crater. When they added the gold system, the gold bullion system. We played before that. And there was a certain charm in that when all there was robots and creatures, right? No humans. There was no humans waiting for you when you first got out of 76. No human bar down the road that you could go do some quests. And there was a certain charm in that. I do miss that as well. That was when the game was harder. It was more mysterious. You had not explored everything. You had not done everything. And so there were lots and lots of secrets and mysteries waiting. And, when you played a game for years, you sort of miss that. You almost wish you could erase your memory of the game and go back and do that again. And I'm going to miss this aspect right here, being able to farm this boss, and I will remember it fondly. Being able to do this repeatedly, quickly, a moment in time, a snapshot in time of the game. And so that's why I'm recording this. Otherwise, it's kind of boring to watch. It's like I don't want, 50, 70, 100 hours of this streamed to YouTube because it gets really boring after a while. But I figure the last half hour on the last day before the major patch to the Ghoul update, when this season is ending, the new season begins, this is like a last hurrah to just get it out of my system. I probably won't be coming back in here on a regular basis anymore. I certainly won't be farming the first boss like this anymore. And to be honest, I'm one of those weirdos that has never proceeded past this boss. I've not done the second boss or the third boss or the fourth boss. I have seen the fifth boss. I did the wall hack where you put your power armor up and you can just sort of jump, up above the instance, where you can look down into the areas below you, and you're sort of like doing the jetpack jump. And I got to the last boss and I encountered it and I lived about a minute because I wasn't really built for it, right? I wasn't ready to do the fight. If I had prepared and I had all the right consumables and the right gear and the right weapon all set up, I could probably have done it with some effort, maybe a few deaths. But to do it really right, you want to lock yourself to the fourth boss so that when you come in, if you die, you can jump right to the fourth boss, right? And I didn't do that. And I don't want to have to do the jump every time. I don't want to do the wall hack, then jump out, and then die, and then have to do the wall hack, then jump, and then die, then do the wall hack, then dump, then die. That's not my idea of fun over and over again, because you're spending so much of your time getting ready for the fight that you might only do it a few times per hour. And while that might be quote unquote fun in a way, it's not productive in the same way that this is. Yes, the XP for doing the last boss is obviously much better per fight, but I can do this fight so many times per hour, and then the amount of gear I'm getting out of it, like the box mods and the things that I can crunch, is insane, right? So this to me feels more like a more productive use of my time, especially since I can have that other character just hiding over there to collect yet more things, so double the booty, double the bounty for the amount of work I'm doing. So again, part of this is to set up all 10 characters so that they're almost set for life. Now, having said that, again, that does spoil some things to look forward to. Like, one of the most fun parts of a vacation is before the vacation. When you're looking forward to the vacation, you're planning it out. You're imagining what it will be like to be there, right? I'm going to go to the Grand Canyon. Oh, imagine what it'll be like when you're there. It's always a little bit of a letdown, or it usually is. There's some fun to be had. You're there, you're having fun, but it's not as fun in some ways as looking forward to it. So right now, I'm looking forward to not having to farm for all the things I need in the future. But the downside of that is I will have everything I need and there's nothing to look forward to. I'm hoping that something else will be fun. Like maybe setting each character up with their optimal sets for life will be fun. I'm hoping that having all the box bods that I could ever need and or all the crafting that I could ever need, at least until the 5-star system comes out in a year, 2 years, 3 years, then that'll be another fun thing to look forward to. Hopefully I will be well set up for that. I don't know. Maybe I'll take a break from Fallout 76. Maybe the Ghoul update will come out. I will play it for a month. I will finish my season journey. And it'll be like, okay, time to take a break. Time to go play Valheim again or something. Who knows? Or maybe just not game for a little while. That's always a good thing, just to take a break. You don't have to game. Sometimes I've gone for as much as a day without gaming. No, I've gone for longer than that. I've gone for a few weeks at a time without doing any gaming. I need to drop some stuff. I notice I'm at 1,400 pounds here. So yeah, this stuff really adds up. And if you get above a certain amount, then you start to slow to a crawl when you're moving around. Yeah, this place drops so many items. Chems, bobbleheads, magazines. It allowed me to finish all the magazine achievements on my alt account and all the bobblehead achievements on the alt account. So that was nice. Got some free atoms from that. And I'm saving up all the baubles at this point for the patch so that I can get blue baubles, like the rare baubles that are, you only see once in a while. I'm hoping to have almost 800 mystery bauble packages saved up so that when I open them, I can get a full set of blue baubles, which I will then give directly to my sister because I don't care about collecting shit like that. But she does. She really wants to have like displays at her camp of all the rare things that can be obtained. So I'm more than happy to give her those and let her display all the baubles. She may not have done all the work for them, but somebody did, and that somebody was her brother. Just real quick, in case you're wondering, this is what I'm using. My auto axe with Furious Heavy Hitter Strength Pounders. There's no mod. I'm using all Vulcan, of course. And they all have Troubleshooter Strength Arm Keepers Reflective with optimized bracers and with calibrated shocks and with int, the int buff on the helmet. So that's how I'm able to grind him down so quickly, at least in this iteration. As of tomorrow, it'll all be different. I'll have to go back. If I do him again, which I doubt I will, unless something comes up, you basically have to use, well, you don't have to, but it's better if you use like a weapon that has extra crippling effects on them, like a sledge, which is what I use on my other characters initially. I have videos of doing that. And so what you do is you just stand in front of the robot, and he just sort of like zergs you with all his melee attacks and with all the electrical and or energy attacks. And you just reflect that back to him, and it damages the shield because you can no longer grind it down with the auto axe by standing behind him, which is really annoying. I mean, a part of me is relieved to not be able to do that anymore because it's like I needed a reason to stop doing this, right? It's like, can I stop doing this now? Is it a time where I can just take a break? You know, and this is a good chance. It's like the game is saying, yes, you're done. You've done the good work. Now you can rest. You can enjoy the spoils of your hard labor for the last, you know, who knows how many hours. 100 hours, 200 hours. I've killed him 4,000 times easily at this point. So divide that by an average of maybe 50 times an hour, 45 times an hour when you average in the way I used to do it where I could only kill him 20 times an hour. Maybe 45 times an hour, so we're at what, 100 and let's say 125, 130 hours of doing this, which does get old. Oh, he's finally moved ahead, 753 to 752. It has a girl icon. That's just how I tell the two accounts apart, because the main character on each, one's a boy, one's a girl. So this is the boy account that I'm on now. The other one's the girl account, because the main is a Bryn, the female. She's like 1,418 paragon or points or whatever. Okay, after this cycle, I will do a repair. I'll take a new psycho buff. I will take a new berry mentats, and that'll be my last 7 minutes, because I basically play until the very well rested buff is gone. I don't take a new anything else. Like I won't take new serums. I won't take new food. I won't take a new leader bauble or anything. I'll just play until the very well rested buff is gone. So I have another 7-ish minutes of doing this. I might do one more after that just for good measure. Just as a little icing on the top. So come over here, repair the weapon, take a psycho buff, reset my clock on my phone, pop over here, take a berry mentats, restart the timer, go back to the map so we don't get 3D generation over there. It's easier to stream a static image because I'm streaming this using Steam Link from my another computer sitting sort of behind me and to the left. It has its own monitor, but it's unplugged in favor of a little dongle that simulates a monitor, so I can do 4K, because the monitor I have connected to it is only 2K. So the computer thinks there's a monitor installed, and it thinks that that computer supports 4K. So when I stream it, I can just say, give me 4K. How many more runs can I squeeze in before I'm done? Done! And I can rest the good rest. I'll go from very well rested to a good rest. I probably won't have time to go exchange the treasury notes I've been earning for this set of runs at the core, but that's fine because they won't be grinding treasury notes like they have been on this boss. They started at 0, so it'll be a good way to see how many times I've killed him this time. Because as far as I can tell, you get 1 treasury note per kill. Let's verify that. I'm pretty sure. If I go to MISC, treasury notes 122. Let's see what happens when I kill him again. So we're at 122. Pretty sure it's 1 per kill, which means 122 kills this session so far. Sounds about right. Because I kill about once every 50 seconds. But then there's also extra time for like doing buffs at the beginning or at the... Oh, there was also setup time. I should probably use the other character. So I've killed him about 6, 7 extra times. Wait, no, that would be 3 or 4 extra times than the other character. 123, right? Okay, so it's 1 per time. So I can check the other character to see how many times this character killed him to set up this run using the button glitch system. Clicky, 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 clicky with my mouse to go to pull the weapon out. There we go. I basically spam the button to make sure the weapon comes out as quickly as possible so that I waste no time in the grinding. If I do, then he goes live too soon and he spins around and starts attacking me for too long. I want him to go live just as his shield is going down. That way he doesn't spin around, or if he does, it's only for like a second, and then he gets attacked, or he attacks me with his rockets, and that kicks in, taking one for the team. So I go from doing 2,022 damage or whatever it is, up to 2,800 damage per tick, per weapon hit. So that goes much faster. It's okay if I get it down before. It's only a difference of like 3 seconds. It's more fun when he's, when he shoots me and that number jumps up higher, because who doesn't like bigger numbers, right? But the problem is if I wait too long to begin hitting, then his shield takes too long to get down after he goes live, and then he starts thwacking me and my health goes down, and then medics has to kick in, and that brings my health back up, and it's just a more tenuous situation. I'd rather not die if I can avoid it. I'd rather err on the side of that right there, which was more boring, even though it only took 39 seconds. 1 minute, 37 seconds. All my buffs are dropping off. That's fine. I could still kill him just fine. It's just a little bit less damage. And when Marsupial drops off, that's 1 less int that I have. So that's 2% less XP. Or actually 4% XP because of very well rested. Doubles it. If I were that concerned with XP, I would use a Berry Mentats on this character, but it's fine. All my characters now have enough perk points, or pick a perk point, to get all of their legendary cards to rank 4, which was one of my goals for doing this, was getting them leveled up enough so that they could be all, quite powerful and have a lot of flexibility in their builds, because all their main legendary special cards, the 5 of them, SPEIL, or SEIAL, not P or C, were all to rank 4. See it right there? See? If it takes too long, then he turns around and starts thwacking me. And I don't like losing that much health that quickly. All right. Let's do one more for the road. My very well rested buff. Now, that's because I'm losing all... My int went down, right? When Psycho Buff dropped off and when the serums dropped off. So it was taking a little bit longer to get through the shield. So his shield... He went live before his shield was fully gone, but I was able to, through reflective damage, take out that last little bit of his shield before he was able to do like a tremendous amount of damage to me. Let's see if I can get it timed just perfectly. If he spins around and then goes inert, that's perfect. Nope. It killed him too quickly, killed his shield too quickly. Now it'll be about 39 seconds. which is fine. It's just the numbers are less fun. 2047 is not as fun as almost 2900. All right, so let's check the numbers. I'm all done farming. The end of an era. Let's see, this guy is 128. This guy has 125, so 3 extra kills to set up this process. Let's drop all these. Let's keep a few of these. I'll keep 5 of those. I'm going to scrap everything, then I'm going to drop all but 10 of them. Then I do the rest of this outside. Oh, wow, this guy got some damage. Interesting. Let's see. He's up to 344 pick-a-perks, 117 packs, and he already has strength and int all the way to 4. So he only needs to bring the other 4 cards up. And of course, I want both follow through and taking one for the team to be at rank 4 if I can get there. Yeah, and I made the mistake of leveling this up to 2 at one point. Won't make that mistake again. All right, so I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to drop basic repair kits, use that, drop all but 10, because I do want a little bit of a buffer there. Drop all but 5. I'm going to leave the instance. Leave the instance. This guy will be up by my camp. This guy will be down by the instance entrance. I'll run up with my axe and kill all the mall miners. Wow, the end of an era. I was worried that I might not be able to do this in time because I had certain objectives. I wanted all my characters to be at 700. I didn't get all of them to 700. There's one that's still just a little bit below 700, but that's fine. At least they can level all their cards up. Like, they can all have really good builds so that if I did want to, like, jump to another character and, you know, do things on them, they're, you know, well geared, well equipped. All right, so this, they both have Fallout first, so I can just dump all this crap. I did want to keep, since we can put full fusion cores, and I don't want to drop those. I want to drop those. I want to keep 10 fusion cores on every character at this point for the ammo box. Let's see, what are we dropping here? Let's drop all the known recipes, which all my characters now know all the Vulcan pieces and all the mods. Whoops. All right, that's good. I'm keeping all the, gross. I'm keeping all of the, actually it's easier just to do it in here for these items. Let me get out of the gear. Whoops, no jumping, no touching. Go to 8, which is my camp build. Huh, interesting how those all get in there. I didn't put them in there. All right, I'm gonna throw stuff I don't want to keep in here. I will be keeping all my serums at this point because it saves me having to craft them. I was just ditching most of them, keeping only 3 of the ones that I need for buffs. But now that I'm done here, I want to have a bit of a stockpile stored away. And if I had done that before, then I would have filled up with too much storage requirements. You know, if they did add an aid machine where you can throw all your aid items in there like you can the freezer, well, I mean, the freezer isn't extra storage, but it'd be nice to have like the ammo box, I guess is what I'm thinking. Okay, we're going to put 967, so I keep 40. Now, part of me wants to keep a lot of these because of the, maybe I'll pull some of these back out. Because the ghoul needing to use chems, yeah, I might do that. I might do that. I might pull all these back out and just keep them because of ghouls needing chems to keep their glow up or to keep their feral off. That's what it is. These are going to expire, so not for those. These don't count anymore. These you don't use as a ghoul. These are of limited use. And I can always make more if I need to. I think I will keep all those chems because of the ghoul situation. I was ditching them before, but it's probably wiser just to do that. So that character has cleared. Okay, that one's done. Let's see, we can crunch. I do have a macro that I use for this. Let me pull up my Logitech G Hub. I have a G203 light sync. If I go to macros and I add crunch Legos to where I have water at the moment, here and for Fallout 76, I'll just sort of move this to the side here. It's not perfect. It does have some timing issues, but I can just go in and go. Let's go to armor first. Ooh, actually, before I do that, let's go and mark the 4-star stuff that I want to keep. That Sawbones is garbage. I basically crunch everything except some of the 4 stars. Battle Loaders is garbage. Battle Loaders is garbage. Yes, it is an embarrassment of riches from the loot boss. Stalwarts, nope, garbage. Aegis, half garbage. I keep some of these just in case. I have a very specific naming convention for these. It's underscore set hyphen piece, and like location of the piece, and then space, and then so underscore set name, where it is, right arm, and then a plus with any mods. So troubleshooters, endurance, Aegis. And I have a certain naming system. So like troubleshooters and overeaters are the only ones I'm keeping. So that would be cap T or cap OE. And then if the second is any of the special stats, then it gets capital letters, 3 letters, the 3-letter abbreviation for that. And then if there's like arms keepers or through hiker, that gets AK or TH for the 3rd star. And then the last one either spelled out, or if it's multiple words, then I do an acronym or an initialism, actually. Because for like limit breaker, you wouldn't say lub. Okay, so that's garbage too. Wow, that was a very, very poor haul. So now I'm going to hold the left, that one button that I did on my mouse, and now it just cycles through this macro that does space, down arrow, enter, or space, down arrow, space. And it does that with like extra time added between the keystrokes so that it doesn't spam them very quickly, because the UI takes a moment to come up. So I have it padded by like half a second or 3/4 of a second so that the UI can draw that particular screen there where it shows what is going to be crunched. You can see it takes just a little bit longer to go from that screen to the actual scrap screen, or from that panel to this panel, that panel to this panel. And I sort of tweak the numbers over time to get it to work right. Otherwise, it would start bypassing and it would just keep jumping from item to item and not scrapping it. And at this point, I'm so done with trying to organize which character needs to learn what item. Like many of my characters know how to craft some of these things from having scrapped them so much. And now I don't need to worry about making sure that I optimize, making sure, oh, this character already knows hunters, so I'm going to make sure that this other character that doesn't know hunters gets it so they could maybe learn how to make hunters. Because I have so many legendary modules and so many box mods, I can shift unwanted box mods to a character that can craft a thing that I need to craft if they are low on legendary modules, which they won't be for a while. And they all have a sufficient amount of script that they can go to Murgle and buy more items to scrap or learn things if I need them to, like to get more, legendary modules or new box mods or whatever, or learn how to craft more things. So what I do is when I'm done with this 2-hour session, I will go through and look at what they ended up with, and I will add them to my spreadsheet. Okay, like this one's going to break a little bit, so I have to do this one by hand. Okay, there we go. Because it's not a legendary module, it doesn't require the same keystroke sequence. When I get down here, it shouldn't try to see, it's just going from item to item because it has an underscore, and I have item protection on through a mod that doesn't let me crunch anything that begins with an underscore. Very, very useful feature that the game should, I wish the devs would add something like that where not just favorites, but if you name things a certain way, it'll protect them from being crunched, or maybe even like a special key that you can use to mark an item as protected from scrapping or selling or dropping. That would be nice because their current system is inadequate. I was using Save Everything, which is a mod that would do that in all cases. It was very, very nice, but it broke, and the guy that was maintaining it hasn't been playing the game for a long time. So I swapped to this different one that also works for all cases except when you drop on the ground. So I can still, if I'm not careful, I can still destroy something if I drop it and I'm not paying attention and I reflexively hit OK. So I'm trying to make my brain, if I get a warning that something can be destroyed, move my hands away from the keyboard and the mouse. Like stop, don't do anything, read what it says, don't mess yourself up here. All right, so looks like this guy's ready to go. I have 15 minutes left before reset, so I'm gonna drop this quest. I'm gonna quickly go redeem his treasury notes before the reset. And I can work on this other character while he's in there. While he's teleporting, let's quickly check the 4-star armor. Propelling is garbage. Runners is garbage. I would sort by value, but it doesn't work right. Okay, this is not too terrible. Vulcan, whoops. Vulcan, left leg, fireproof, arms keeper, Aegis. Miasmas, Vulcan, left arm, luck, miasma. Vulcan, right leg. Yeah, much more useful on this one. Limit breaking. I'm not recording the ones I don't care about. The effects that I wouldn't normally choose. Bruisers, yeah, it's sort of a dumb one because I'm not going to be I would rather have rejuvenators, and rad powered. but I'll hold on to those just in case. Like that's a good one. Radioactive powered is very good. But you only need like one piece. Whoops. Plus RP. Battle loaders, nope, garbage. In my opinion. These are all just my opinion. And who knows, maybe you want battle loaders. But I would never want it. Runners, nope, I would never want that. There's ooh, yeah, rejuvenators. Yes, thank you. Overeaters, agility, and rejuve. No, sawbones is garbage. Rejuvenators, yes, top tier. S tier effect. I don't use T for torso because to me, T is for troubleshooters. And I don't want to get confused. Just my brain sees T and I think troubleshooters. And I see C and I think chest. All right, so let's quickly bounce over here. Redeem these quickly before it runs out. Yes, I'll go and record the okay, no, that's not the right camp. Let's go back down here. I do have to crunch more, but I wanted to grab those treasury notes or the gold before while I still could. Now, the reason I added that macro to both Fallout 76 and the base desktop, now see, now it's like messing up because of timing. It's not waiting long enough. Is because the game that's running natively on this machine is considered Fallout 76. The game that's running on my other machine that's being streamed through Steam Link doesn't work with that setup in the mouse macros. It has to use the desktop one because it's just considered the desktop. So that's why I have two entries, two separate definitions for two different environments, which is annoying because I have to do everything twice for this game. I used to be able, well, I used to run 2 instances on this one computer, which it can do quite well, but I couldn't take them into the RAID. It would crash out. So that's when I fired back up my streaming from the other computer. Trying to get below 451 as quickly as I can. Yeah, I can see at the bottom it says C-support. This is my alt character that is being streamed, which is why it has more of a chance of lagging out. So I might need to bump up the timer or the delay between keystrokes on that one compared to the one that's running locally. But at least he can carry more because he's unyielding and in low health and has a lot more carry weight. I could pop a carry, one of those consumables that increase your carry weight, but I don't feel like doing that. I have plenty of time to get below 451. Then when I'm done with all this, I'll go through and I'll not just, inventory management recording of what I've obtained, but I will also update my crafting chart, which I'll show you here as soon as I redeem these treasury notes for gold bullion. I just want to, this is the crunch period where I want to make sure I do this quickly. Whoops. I do that one by hand. Yeah, I'll just finish out the armor here. All right, so let's go do the treasury notes now that I can travel. stretch. Thank goodness for compression socks. Sitting here for 2 hours straight. My feet would feel swollen if I didn't have those on. Excellent. Again, I'll come back and tally all that later. I'll have to like do a debrief of the whole situation. It's almost lunchtime too. I'll show you real quick my crafting chart. It's on page 2. Here's my crafting chart. I need to update it with this character and the characters I ran 2 days ago. But basically, there's like a little key at the bottom here. Let me reduce this in size. Basically, the dark green these are my main crafters, and I want to use them last because they're the ones that can craft rejuvenators and reflective, which I got super lucky on that. So their legendary modules, you can see that Bridge can craft 22 rejuvenators, Bryn can craft 31 reflective. So I would like to preserve their legendary modules if at all possible for those, assuming I would ever need those down the road. Like if I have plenty of them, but if I needed more. But they can craft everything in dark green, which is a lot of 1, 2, and 3 stars. Red means only this character out of all my characters can craft that item. So only Bridge can craft divers and steadfast. Only Bridge can craft choo-choos and rejuvenators. Only Bridia can craft limit breaking. Larry can do propelling and so forth. I mean, you can see for yourself. But light green is these characters can also craft this, and I would craft it on them first to preserve Bridges and Bryn's modules for something beefier, like these two down here. So like if I needed bolstering, I would use Olive first, and then Bridia, then Brill, eating up their legendary modules or other crafting reagents as needed. You can see it's quite a bit. But Bridge can make everything that's 1, 2, and 3 star. He's the only one. So he can make everything. 4 star, not so lucky. They're very hard to get. But I feel very good about getting these two in particular. That was like a very happy day for both. This one in particular was like S tier module, and he can craft them. Yes, good day, good day, good day to live. Good day to be alive. All right, so let's go back to the game. Did all the armor on him? Yes. So now I do all the weapons. I'm not keeping any weapons. If I need a weapon, I'll craft it and mod it myself. I'd rather have the legendary modules and the script and the box mods. I don't care how good the weapon is. It's just too much mental effort to go through and try to figure that out right now. If I were starting out, yes, I would be very careful about what I'm crafting. But at this point, I don't need to be careful, which is a nice luxury to have. There, now it's screwing up. Tell you what, I need to go fix that macro. So to do that, bring this up, go into Crunch Legos. Let's bring this to 700. See if that fixes it. Yes, notice it stays there a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. Gives it time to draw everything. And then get ready for the next key press. Space, wait, space, down arrow, space. Now, if there were 4-star weapons in the game that I needed to, it's still doing it. I would love to know which of those moments is not working right. Where do I need to add extra time? I don't know. It's really hard to tell when I'm just watching it go live. I would have to watch it on a playback at slow motion or something to see where it's skipping a step or where it's trying to jump the gun. You know, it might be at the very end when it's going to the next, when it's going to the last step. Let's try 300 here, which is where it waits for it to go to the next weapon. I'll bet that's where it is now. Takes a little bit longer each time now, but still pretty fast and much less stress on the fingers. Far less repetitive stress syndrome. Which is the only reason I'm doing this. It's not that doing so is hard, it starts to make the fingers sore after a while. Now I just have to hold a button on the mouse, which is really easy on the hands and on the fingers. Now, I could save some of these items and sell them to the script machine for just straight script, not script, but I would rather have the box mods at this point. Like a chance at the box mods, guys. I can still get a little bit of script. The script is no longer as valuable to me as it used to be. I'd rather have the box mods or learn something. And even on the items where I already know it and I can't learn anything, I'd still rather have a chance at the box mods, because that's future legendary modules on any character that needs it. Okay, he already knows Valkyrie, or he already has a Valkyrie, so I'm just going to crunch all the others. I'm keeping the Valkyrie, one spare on each character, just in case that becomes a good weapon later. You know, like, might as well hold on to it. Okay, scrap everything. I don't think I would have gotten ammo, right? Oh, wait, no, this guy hasn't even bothered. This is another macro that just hits space as many times as it can in a second. All right, so 29961. Leave 1,000 in there. I'll deal with these later. I'm not too worried about sorting through those. I do have spare on each character. I do have spare frames saved up. Like, these are all frames that have several, you know, maybe 3 or 4 rejuvenators slotted in there, and I'll worry about that later. This guy is the keeper of all my apparel, including holiday stuff. So yeah, lots of stuff. I can probably sort through that and pare it down. Let's see, mystery bobblehead box. Let's throw those in there. And I will go to my chart. And what I do is I just say, okay, 78 bobbleheads, and that's on Barry, so he goes up to 78, right? And that updates this. I'm at 800 now. And I do that for all these items, so it's trickier right now for the script. Why is this not moving? Oh. So it's trickier now for the script because you either have to crunch something or go to the machine to see your script, which is really annoying because it used to show in the collections panel. I don't know why that was removed or how it was removed. Maybe there's a mod that I have that does that. But yeah, I'm tracking the treasury notes, gold. The caps is always capped out because it's so easy to earn caps now. The levels I need to update. This is the one who's languishing below 700, which is unfortunate, but I'm not going to do anything about that right now. The number of legendary modules they have, that's obviously gone up on these 2 characters. I need to verify that Janice and Olive were updated. These were the ones that I ran 2 days ago, and I don't remember if I updated their stuff yet. But yeah, Mystery Baubles on Barry was updated. Then what I do is I put in how many pick-a-perks they have, like how many cards they could buy, how many perk packs they have. That calculates how many coins they could potentially have later if I crunched everything, if I bought everything and crunched everything except animated cards, this is how many perk coins they would have, assuming these are updated. And then, all three of these are updated. This is what they have spent now, like rank 4 strength, endurance, int, agility, luck, follow through, take one for the team, ammo factory, which I did have this character as an ammo factory gal long before, like as soon as like the legendary cards came out, because I wanted to save his cards because these characters were still very low level. It was really hard to do this stuff in the early days. But I have like this really crazy equation that I used ChatGPT to help me create, which if this is the current card level, so 2 for example, and I want to buy up to rank 4, how many perk coins do I need to do that, right? So this calculation does that. So that's this equation right here. It's a polynomial equation that is just insane, like just out there, right? But it works flawlessly. So like if these guys are 1, they need 300. If they're 2, they need 250. And I initially had like a series of nested if-then statements or if statements that would just drop in the hard number. Like if it's 3, then, if this number is 3, then he needs 120 or 150 perk points, right? But then I was like, oh, that's less elegant. I want more elegant. So that to me is crazy elegant, but crazy complicated. And this one just adds up these and then what I would need, right? So this guy still needs 69 more, the guy that I'm on right now, 69 more coins to unlock, all of these: strength or endurance, agility, luck, follow through, and taking one for the team. For all those to be rank 4, he needs 69 more coins, which is 22 more levels, which he's more than gotten. So let me look at it now. He is, make sure this is Barry. Yeah, that's Barry. So if I go into his card system right now, he's 344. I'll just pull this back over and shrink it down a bit. So, so pick a perk is now 344. Whoops, that's not Barry. This is Barry. 344. Open perk packs has 117. So yep, he's more than enough. He can level all these up to rank 4, assuming that he uses all of this, right? And they have more than enough that they need now. So he has a lot of extras in reserve if he needs it. And if I have to skimp, then I'll just skimp on taking one for the team and only rank it to 3 instead of 4 and so forth. But it should be fine. Anyway, that's my system, and I have that on 10 characters now. And it's been one hell of a run in the last few months. Well, since the raid came out. Before then, I was getting all these characters their Secret Service gear, getting all their Secret Service mods. So like this guy, this Secret Service set was not even unyielding until I had all these unyielding box mods. But now they're all unyielding intelligence arms keepers, which is the best 3rd star. And I will fight people on that right now. For every gear build, it is the best because it replaces about 15 perk cards. So if you want to make better use of your cards, put Arms Keeper in this version. As of tomorrow, it only replaces a rank 2 version of Arms Keeper, which is not enough to dedicate a 3rd star on all your gear for it. So, and I'm not even convinced that Through Hikers is going to be worth doing because Sentinels is really good come the next patch. So I might put Sentinels on all my characters because it's such a great straight line damage reduction. Yes, it doesn't allow you to remove perk cards from your builds, but you know what? Having a two-star traveling pharmacy or a two-star through hikers equipped while also using a, either a grocer's or a chemist backpack is no hardship. It's no big deal. And if you're in power armor, equipping both a two-star traveling pharmacy and a two-star through hiker is not a hardship. I'd rather have the Sentinels, I think. But we'll see. Anyway, that's enough of me yammering. I'm going to go ahead and stop this so I can take a break, and I'll come back and sort through the rest of this later. But I hope that was interesting in some ways and not as tedious as I think it might be. But I will come back at some point and finish out the season thing. Let's look at it really quick. Let's look at my main character. And I'll track these now that they've reset. Maybe I'll just do some of these right now. No, I'll do this as a separate video. So that's easy. Scorch, easy. Drink Nuka-Cola, easy. Collect, easy. Teddy bears, there's very easy places for that. This is all easy. Very easy stuff. So I'll come back and do that in a little bit, maybe an hour or so. After I take a break, I might even not even deal with these characters right now because they're in a good state. I'll come back after I do the daily score, and I'll come back to these guys, and I'll come back to the ones that I did the other day, and that should be fine. So I'm just going to log these guys out. Leave team, yes. Oh, the camp disappeared. Let's go back to his camp. Up here. I do need to fix their train station camps as well, so that they're like Brins, where it's like an open crafting area that's sitting just north of the train station with the elevated bed area up above. I really like that layout. And right now it's like this weird boxy greenhouse that's all closed off, and it's over here so that the guys that spawn over here immediately start running over, and I don't have any ammo, do I? There we go. But yeah, it's not the right weapon for that, but I stored all my other ammo. Grab these. Grab a few of these. I'm evidently out of rad shield. Oh, no, that's right. This is Brahmin milk. Toxic. This needs to be toxic goo. Plenty of bear mentats, but I'm tired. Time to log out. Time to take a break. Stretch, get some air, and stop recording, which I will do by going over here to OBS, hitting stop stream after I speak, and then take a few moments to let it settle.